If I could go back to 25 with everything I know now about money, I would not invest in some hot stock. I would not start a side hustle. I would not read every finance book on the shelf. I would do 5 very specific things that I wish someone had sat me down and explained clearly, because nobody did, and they cost me years. Here is what I would actually do differently. The biggest mistake I made at 25 was waiting until I had it figured out before I started investing. I told myself I needed to understand the market better. I needed to be more stable. I needed to have more money first. That cost me years of compounding I will never get back. What I know now is that at 25, you do not need to understand everything. You need to open a Roth IRA, set up an automatic contribution, even $100 a month, into a total market index fund, and leave it alone. That is the whole strategy for your 20s. The best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is now. And every month you wait at 25 costs you more than every month you wait at 45 because the compounding window is so much longer. At 25, your income starts to grow, and the temptation to grow your lifestyle with it is almost impossible to resist because you finally can. Nicer apartment, better car, going out more. All the things you told yourself you would do when you had money. What I would do differently is stay uncomfortable on purpose for longer. Keep the cheap apartment 1 extra year. Drive the paid-off car until the wheels fall off. Every time I got a raise, I would bank the entire difference before lifestyle had a chance to absorb it. Because lifestyle creep is invisible while it is happening and devastating when you add it up. I treated my emergency fund like a savings account I could dip into. It was not an emergency fund. It was a slightly inconvenient spending account with a different name. A real emergency fund has one rule. You do not touch it unless something is actually broken, on fire, or causing you not to be able to work. It is not a vacation fund, not a down payment fund, not a "this sale is too good to pass up" fund. 3 months of expenses, separate account. Do not touch it. The reason this matters so much at 25 is that emergencies at that age can derail everything. Car breaks down, you go into credit card debt, the debt takes a year to clear, you stop investing during that year. The emergency fund is what keeps the whole plan intact when real life happens. At 25, I thought credit cards were basically free money until the end of the month. They are not. They are a 22% interest rate loan the moment you do not pay them off in full. And at 25, with a lower income and more unpredictable expenses, it is very easy to not pay them off in full. I would use credit cards for the rewards and pay the full balance every single month without exception. If I could not afford to pay it off in full, I could not afford to buy it. That one rule, followed consistently, saves the average person thousands of dollars over a decade in interest they never had to pay. The most expensive financial mistake I made in my 20s was spending money to look like I had money. Nice clothes for going out. The restaurant where the bill was $90 a person because that is where people went. The upgraded version of things because the basic version felt embarrassing. Nobody who mattered was paying attention, and the people who were paying attention were doing the exact same thing for the exact same reason, trying to look more financially comfortable than they actually were. Real wealth at 25 is invisible. It is the index fund nobody can see, the savings account nobody posts about. The boring financial decisions that compound quietly for decades while everyone else is performing success for an audience that is not watching. You cannot go back to 25, but if you are anywhere near it, or if you are starting over, these 5 things are the ones that actually move the needle. Not the hot stock, not the side hustle hack. The boring fundamentals followed consistently. Subscribe if this is the channel you needed at 25. Drop a comment. What is the one money decision you would go back and change? See you in the next one.